That was deeply unpleasant. I made it this far, though. I guess that's the part to focus on, and not how I'll eventually have to get back up that path. But wow, this place sure is something. Looks like the Hanging City is north from here. And this is a gravity cannon. I definitely want to see that. And another thing. I'm detecting oxygen from somewhere below. Which is good, since I, used up a lot of my supplies screaming during the trip down from the surface. As soon as I stop dry heaving, I'm going to head further down below so I can refill my tank.
You launched. That's great. Good job, you. Wow. I guess that means I've been out here a while. Huh. Well, this is Brittle Hollow. But you probably knew that. Lots of history here. It's great. I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes, ever since I was a hatchling. An alien race lived in this solar system long before our species even existed. How could I not want to see what their civilization was like? Only... You've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell. Tripped over a gravity crystal. It's dumb luck I landed somewhere my little scout says is halfway stable, instead of being sucked into what's below. I've been gauging the stability of the ground around me using my little scout, and this seems to be the place with the best surface integrity, so I'm just gonna stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me blather, did you? That'd be, yeah. Oh, cool. What is it? You visited the Hanging City? Oh gosh, how was it? Was it amazing? Was it beautiful? Was it scary? The Hanging City is where the Nomai settled permanently on Brittle Hollow. It was their most advanced settlement here. Why they chose to build their most advanced settlement so close to you-know-what is beyond me. Maybe that kind of thing makes sense to a Nomai, though. Maybe they needed the black hole for something? Oh wow, where shouldn't you explore here? Not the black hole, actually. That's, very no. Which is unfortunate, because, the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just to the north. You can kind of see it from here. There's also this big dome on the South Pole called the Southern Observatory. You can't get inside from the surface. Trust me, I tried. But if it's anything like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck with exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it. If it's not too much trouble. Me? I'm an archaeologist, remember? Or I'm the archaeologist, I guess, seeing as I'm all temperate Scott right now. Brittle Hollow is rich with Nomai history. That's why I'm here. This planet is an absolute treasure trove of culture, history, and science. If you have any questions about the Brittle Hollow Nomai, I'm your Hearthian. Or, I have some knowledge of them, I mean. So, maybe I can help?
Be welcomed in this place. Above you stands the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you are making your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, ascend these stairs and obtain the last of the knowledge you need for your journey. Beneath your feet lies the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you are preparing to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within will help you on your journey.
The trays are moving!
The trees in this grove appear to wander free. The entire plant, roots and all. This is not normal, even for this alien planet. And I never see them move. Is that even possible? If anyone else witnesses this disturbing behavior, I implore you, record your observations here. Either these trees are aberrant, or my brain must be. Bloom is right. The trees do move. I confess, I didn't notice until I read his notes. Alarmingly, it isn't only the trees. There's other matter in this area, such as that unusual shard of rock, moving in the same eerie way.
That rock is unusual for another reason too, Thatch. It possesses color and texture I've never seen elsewhere on this planet. Hypothesis. This rock shard's presence is significant. We should study it. Could it be what is causing other nearby objects to also move about this area?
Bloom, Felix and I have determined this atypical shard of rock is the reason objects in this grove are behaving in a quantum manner. The only other object we've observed displaying this quantum behavior is the wandering moon. I imagine the moon's behavior and this grove's are related. In her note from earlier, Felix mentions this strange type of rock isn't found anywhere else on Brittle Hollow. What if it isn't originally from this planet?
Of note, a unique signal is coming from this shard. Curiously, our friend the Wandering Moon sounds the same. I've also heard the same signal this shard produces, calling out from Giant's Deep, Timber Hearth, and the Hourglass Twins. Suppose there are other shards like this one.
Hypothesis. This quantum shard is from the wandering quantum moon. Perhaps it is even a small piece of the moon itself. Bloom, Felix and I have determined...
Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped.
Departure time. Arrival time. Return warp status. Charged. Step onto warp receiver platform to activate return warp.
Feldspar's spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked with my little scout. I do too use it, Hornfells, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems.
To our friends at Brittle Hollow. I just warped here from the White Hole Station, on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We've successfully recreated warp travel.
This is wonderful news. I can't wait to see the warp tower. Although it's been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole.
I don't know how close it is to Anona's original. original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Cassava, I hope you're reading this. Wait. This can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they were accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. I'm returning to the White Hole Station. If you en route meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Wait. This can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? Don't tell Cassandra.
This is.
Oh, you lost? Wow. I guess that means I've been out here a while, huh? Well, lots of history here. It's great. I'm here to see the Hanging City. An alien only. You want to know how I've engaged? But that's enough. Oh, cool. You visited the Hanging City. Why they? Oh, cool. You visit the Hanging City. Why they chose? Oh, cool. You visit the Hanging. Why they? I.
Welcome to the White. Every warp.
Return.
Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent, OK, and they appear to show Nomaya arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow, slightly before departing from the Whitehall station.
I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time someone warps.
Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent, OK, and they appear to show Nomaya arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow, slightly before departing from the Whitehall station.
The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000ths of a second. Do you suppose our instruments can accurately measure time to such a small degree?
As I've already told Raimi, these measurements can't be accurate. How can I know my arrival on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? The implications are absurd.
Okay, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at the high energy lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data.
An update. Okay, the high energy lab is in the canyon on Ember Twins Equator. Come here at once. You need to see this.
Okay.
I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several. I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time.
Yes, I hope so too.
I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental.
Has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me.
I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. I am interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern?
This moon isn't volcanic, to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend, Hollow's lantern, for nights at a time.
The nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Then I'd imagine there'd be none of us left.
Hypothesis. There can exist too much lava.
I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis.
Has any...
Is everyone unharmed? No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. This is good news, at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2 or escape pod 3?
No. I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them.
My gratitude, if we can. Batch, The moon is approaching again. Everyone, brace yourselves. Swiftly, the volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. I believe the moon has passed.
This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface.
We need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps we can build platforms.
Begin flight log. Escape pod 1. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3. Launching escape pod 2. Now launching escape pod 1. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict: hospitable.
Use caution. A black hole sleeps below. You must not slip. Of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created from meteor impacts. Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions.
What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path?
We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond.
I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves.
I agree. We're here because the ice signal called to us, and we followed. If we're to find it, we're not to merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Bloom.
and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel.
The signal looked like an eye, round, with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail.
None of my clan has ever encountered anything like it. How could anything in this universe be older than the universe itself?
Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe.
We can hear the other escape pod's distress signals, which gives me hope. Foley, are you still here? I'm unsure how to survive in this place without you. I'm unsure how to be me without you.
I can't understand. Why did the vessel crash in that place?
Was the vessel unwell in some way?
No, Anona and I checked before the warp, and the warp core and navigation systems were both well.
I can't.
We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go.
Suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination.
I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3.
The pain in your absence is sharp and haunting, and I would give anything not to know it. Anything but not knowing you at all. Which would be worse. I can only hope that you are safe, Kick. Wherever you are.
This is the safest path for our clan. This is the...
Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk.
Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm.
I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design.
The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core, or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core.
No, but Poke was apprenticed to a Nona who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores.
I believe I could be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of his designs to me.
Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge.
This is true. However, it is knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. This is true.
I feel strange, trying to recreate Anona's warp core without him. At times, it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care, and not his. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this. Probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Still, all I can give is my best. And as Anona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clarion Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in the star system and never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Hypothesis. This will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor. And deeply. What I
The vessel's warp core is broken, at best. Recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk.
Perhaps we can still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage.
This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there.
My mentor Coleus and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely.
What Milloray and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish.
but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen.
I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossil Fish Cave when we were children.
Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. I imagine I've been hard on Poke again. This in turn means I've made things difficult for her sister, Clary. If Poke and I are oil and water, Clary is our emulsifier. She certainly makes us a better team than wood mixing or shaking. Although sometimes I would like to shake Poke. Jokes aside, suppose my own fear of never finding the eye prompted my argument with Poke. That would be immature of me. I should apologize. At least to Clary, who could then tell Poke. I should...
I no longer believe, as I did as a child on Ember Twin, that the Eye of the Universe, the source of the signal, wishes to harm us. But it may not want to be found either. In fact, the Eye may not have wishes at all. We have no evidence supporting this. The terrible circumstances of our arrival here were almost certainly exactly that, circumstance. I suspect imagining we are special to the Eye in some way is wishful thinking. The Eye might have called out to any sentient species. Or it might not have been calling out at all, and that my ancestors heard the Eye's signal holds no great deep meaning. This wouldn't be so bad, I think.
Explanation of festival. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one.
Don't forget, festivals happen every.
At some festivals, each clan has a single festival. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too.